thank you all for your patience. This is always a reminder that we're in Spain, so we're allowed to start late. But again, sorry. It would be better as a country that we weren't always late. In my case, personally late this time. So a lot of you have already heard it, but it's always an obligation for me to explain why we do those things and what's the purpose, what's the mission behind. Most of you know that Circles House is a house where entrepreneurs can live together and work together. And here there's around 15 to 20 something entrepreneurs always that live here, and some others, excellent, that come work here during the day, that's a working place. And the reason we do that is because we believe that when entrepreneurs can live together and share moments, there is a lot of value to all of them. The community brings a lot of value to the table from that point of view. I myself, I discovered that when we moved to the US with the hacker houses that they have there in Silicon Valley, and I was amazed of that way of interacting and helping with people that are like-minded and that can help each other. Sometimes even, you don't just build great friendships or other things, but you also build businesses or things together. And compared to what was my experience before that was traveling into apartments or hotels alone, it's a very solitary or lonely experience. I thought, wow, this is amazing. We helped in one of these hacker houses, it was called Startup Embassy, and then we said when we come to Barcelona we're going to build one in another way. In there, the hacker houses have another spirit, but we wanted to build the one for Barcelona. It's good for Barcelona, good for entrepreneurs, everybody wins. And what we've learned is that actually people appreciate it and like it, and that has encouraged us to try to open more. So we are right now in the objective of opening in new cities, buildings like this one, even in Barcelona, and also some other business like this one, a building like this one. And I'm saying that because if any of you hear of something that could be interesting for Circles to open there, it would be really nice that you let us know. Because it's the real estate is not our domain of expertise, and we're learning, but it's harder than what I thought or what we thought. So thank you again for coming and helping make Circles, or this movement that we call Circles for digital entrepreneurs, bigger. Today we have Leslie, which has already joined us other times, and it's so nice that she can come and mentor us in what she's doing, and we encourage any of you to, if you want, come and explain us something to use the space. That's the space that we want for helping each other and for all of us, gaining knowledge and value. So thank you, Leslie. She's built Best Move.
I know, the best mesh.
Best Mesh, sorry, Best Mesh. And she will, of course, explain better. But thank you all for coming, and thank you, Leslie, for doing this today. Thank you.
All right, how everyone is doing? All good?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so my name is Lesia, and I'm also challenged as Best Mesh. And today we're gonna talk about personal brands, and as we're going to talk about personal brands, I want it to be interactive. I want all of you to answer questions, to tell your thoughts, to interact, and to make it truly engaging experience. We're gonna focus more today on Instagram, but the skills and tools I'm gonna share with you, you can apply to any platforms, to your public speeches, to communication, whatever works for you. So, let's start. It's now it works. Yeah, it is. So, let's say you're coming to the grocery store and you see all these beers. And which one would you choose? Estrella. Who said Estrella? Why?
I don't know, it looks more attractive to me.
Any other thoughts?
I'd go with a hazy IPA because it looks different. I've not tried it before.
Okay. Well, any other fans, if not Australia, if not whatever it pronounced?
Anything.
I know. Well. Okay. So, basically, when you come to the shop, you can see Estrella, which is like a classic choice, a classic Spanish beer, you can go for it. Or you can see this lemon beer if you don't feel like, you want to drink a lot today, or if you want just to chill a bit and maybe have a little drink. Or you have this some kind of fusion beer if you want to post like the story on Instagram and like see, like look a bit cheeky and so on and so on. Or you have like some other options. But the things we need to know about the beer is that actually there are much more than all of those, and most of the other brands of the beers didn't even get to this shop because they are not that interesting, they are not that reliable for people, they are not that, speaking to them. That's the first thing we need to know about these beers. The other thing we need to know about them that one day we might go for Estrella because we want like something classic, we want something we're pretty sure it's going to be great for us. The second day we will go for lemon beer because we want to feel chill and so on. And Estrella and lemon beer can't be the same all the time. Lemon beer can't give you like, the same vibe as Estrella. Or after drinking Estrella, you can't feel like the same way after lemon beer. So the one day you will choose Estrella, the other day you will choose lemon beer. But the thing is, we as people, we can combine both. We can be Estrella and we can be the lemon beer. So people could choose us both days. And there is actually the difference between brands and between personal brands. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, well, I have a question for you. How do you think? What is a personal brand? What is it about for you? And it's always like the first association, the first thing you think about when you say, okay, personal brand.
What image you create in other people's perception, how people perceive you, when they hear your name, what associations arise.
So we have image, we have perceptions, what else?
That's something that you deliberately project into the media area to reach out to people whom you might interest, whom your product or yourself as a product can interest, and the way you express your usefulness.
Okay, express your usefulness, right? Any other thoughts? Okay, yeah, all of that right. It's all about perception, it's all about image, it's all about the way we express ourselves, and the third thing is all about us. So today we're going to talk about how to build this personal brand, how to position ourselves, how to combine different features to talk to other audience, to choose the right messaging and so on. And before, I will tell a bit about myself so you understand why I'm staying here, and why I'm staying and why I'm talking to you. So my name is Lesia, and everything I'm doing is basically all about authenticity, because I believe that it's actually a thing which could help people, brands, personal brands, actually to reach out to the audience and actually could change something. I'm Ukrainian, and I recently moved to Barcelona. I also have my community, Bezmesh, which is the main reason why I'm also creating all of that, because I want to help as much as possible people to grow their authentic ideas. Also, I'm a spiritual person, also I love techno, also I drink coffee without caffeine, and also I do a lot of spontaneous decision. And now you might ask me, why did you give us all this bunch of random things about you? That's how I wanted to show you very quickly how could you basically position yourself, because all these parts I explained, that's actually all about positioning. The first one, when I talked about the authenticity, it's actually my mission. So the message when I'm bringing to everyone, when I communicate with people. Of course, I'm not gonna stay during the networking in front of someone and tell them like, hey, my mission is to create the world where everyone could be authentic, and that's why I do all of this. Anyway, for Instagram bio, I can use it in the one way. For communication in the other way. But that's my mission and the phrase when I always communicate to all the people and which actually show the direction I want to go with. The second thing, that's there's three main thoughts I want to be associated with. The fact that I am a personal brand expert, the fact that I am a community leader, and the fact that I'm Ukrainian. So basically that's essentials I want people to know about me. So when I come somewhere, the person see me or check my stories, I want these three things to be the first thoughts they have about me. And all this bunch of random stuff is just some facts, some interesting points about me to build this context and actually to connect with people on the deepest level. So now I want us to do a little practical task, so maybe you can find a bit about your positioning. Be prepared, right? I'm gonna give all of it to you.
In your
You can have your own time.
Brought it from home.
Thanks so much.
Pens?
Yes.
For you? Alright. So, why positioning? Before we start to do anything, before we start promoting ourselves on Instagram, or before we do public speech, or before we even communicate to the audience, the first thing we need to understand who we are. Because how do we want other people understand who we are if we have no idea about ourselves? That's why it's important really to sit down and think, okay, what am I, what is my values, what I want to bring to this world, and then after you build this positioning, you know how to communicate to your audience, you know what messages you can bring, what you can talk about you. So basically when we talk about positioning, I love this little structure with 4 corners and with the main center. So basically the main center is your mission, the thing you associated with you the most, what makes you wake up every day, what makes you do all the things you're doing right now, what you want to be remembered for by other people. The next one is actually values, your main values, or is kind of your principles and so on. Then the things which we're not actually going to communicate with, like our clients, our audience, we're not going to say like, hey, I'm really about freedom, or I'm really about fashion. No, we're not going to say that. But anyway, by all our action, by all our messages, moves, and so on, we're going to show all these values. The second one is essentials, basically maybe 3, 5 main facts, main words you want people to know about you. So they see you and they say, okay, that person is a personal brand expert. And here, actually, it shouldn't be only about your business, career, achievements, and so on and so on. Maybe for someone, it's essential to say that, okay, I'm mom, and that's essential for me, or I am a great husband, or so on and so on and so on. And that's also important, so you choose what is your priority. Then the context, it's all about your hobbies, interests, maybe some cultural aspects, basically little things which you share during your life with your audience, with people you talk to, and which actually is very important because that's how they connect with you. They may not connect with me as with personal brand expert, because probably not of you are the personal brand expert. But maybe some of you also love techno, I know, some of you does, and that's how we could connect. Or maybe some of you are also spiritual, and that's how we could connect, and therefore you can trust me as a personal brand expert, right? And the last, fourth part, it's kind of this hidden side, which we're not really going to talk about a lot. It could be some of our fuck-ups, or I don't know, some little things which we're not showing up to people, or some weaknesses and so on and so on. But when we share it, I don't know, once per month, or even rarely, that's the moment when people connect with us on the most deepest level. One time I just talked on my Instagram about self-sabotage myself, and at that moment I got so many comments, I got so much feedback, because actually people experience the same. And when you share this hidden side, they feel that deepest connection with you. So I think each of you, maybe we could take 10 minutes or something, so you can brainstorm on your papers and things about your values, your essential context hidden inside. Maybe about mission as well, but it's like more complicated. So if you have it, you can write it. If no, maybe a bit later. And here is some questions which you can use for that. So yeah, we can start. And also, I will go around if you need any help. I can direct you this. Okay. So anyway, with this thing, it could change a lot. Your mission could change a lot. Your values could change, and that's all right. So I suggest you to keep this one, and maybe to go home and finish, to change some thoughts, and so on and so on and so on. And also maybe one time per year or one time half per year to try it and to see what has changed, and therefore like change your communication, right? So anyone maybe who want to share, you know, like some of the parts of their corners or the mission. If not, that's alright, because I understand it's kind of a personal thing. But if anyone wants to? Okay. So, we have this positioning, right? We are moving to the next step. We are going to our social media, like, or any other platform. We are going to do a public speech, or we communicate with this person. And then, probably, okay, it should be more good. And then probably we're going to see this kind of guy, this typical expert persona on Instagram, you know, like this, maybe like every second and third expert look like this on Instagram. We see the great expert, like really great expert where he have a lot of skills, lots of knowledge, a lot of to share. Also successful life, we see that person like traveling a lot, going to different events, having dinners in nice restaurants, and so on and so on and so on. Also an inspiration, because they always have this, you know, like kind of inspiring stories. You say, oh, like I want to be like this person. And yeah, we have this typical expert persona, but in that we have two main problems about that. The first problem is that actually that's kind of other experts, and most of them look the same as this typical expert persona, right? The other problem is that it's actually our audience, which doesn't really look like that expert. And I'm not saying that, you know, your audience is like just a bunch of random people, but anyway, not every one of them is the kind of perfect expert with the ideal life. And even though they have these bad days, they have their another moods, they have like other things happening in their life. And when you go to social media or you communicate with people and you only show this one persona of the perfect expert, who has a lot of knowledge, who is inspiration for everyone, are you going to resonate with your audience? I don't think so. That's why I want to share with you the concept which I really like using with my clients. It's persona concept. So basically, the main idea here that where it's stuck. Maybe you can give it to me. So the main idea is that performing on your social media or whenever you want to, you have different kind of personas to connect with all kind of audience. Because sometimes you really need to connect them on the level as an expert, because they expect the knowledge from you, they expect like some information from you, they expect to get like some skills from you. But at the other time, they just want to see the person, you know, like the kind of, who has like the same problems in life, who has the same experience, and so on and so on. So for everyone, I would suggest to choose like 3-5 personas which resonates for you the most, and maybe try to show them more. What kind of personas do we have? We have obviously the expert persona, that's like the personal brand expert, or sharing the knowledge, or sharing the skills with the audience. Also, we have the community persona, the person who just a part of the community, maybe a leader of community, or maybe a member of community, and just the way how you perform with other people, how you speak with them, how you feel with them. We also have this personal growth persona, just the person who are not only focused on their field, but they're trying different things. They're going to different workshops, they're trying breath work, they're trying all kind of stuff, so they really want to grow as a person as well. Also, we have entertainment and creativity persona. You know your part as an artist when you explore yourself with the music, with the arts, with the new experience, and so on and so on. As well as lifestyle and interest persona. the moment when you share your interests, your hobbies, your everyday experience, and so on. Then we have the family and relationship persona, when you could share your role like as a mother, or as a friend, or as a partner, right? Then we have adventure and exploration persona, when you can share your part, like this adventurous spirit who loves traveling, exploring different things, and so on. We have the health and wellness persona, when you may focus on your health, on your body, on sport somehow. And also we have this inspirational and motivational persona, when you could inspire people not only as an expert here, but just as a personality. So now you may also take some time to think about your personas. You shouldn't feel like the each of the blog, maybe you don't resonate with some of these personas, but just think how you can show yourself to your audience and to the people from this perspective. So you may start it if you want to. I put some of my examples here so it will be more clear for you. So let's say as the expert persona, I would say that I am Lesia, personal branding expert, and I share with people the skills. I'm giving this lecture to you right now, and so on. Then as community persona, I would say that I am a community leader, and I have the community with this mission, with these events. Then as a personal growth persona, I would just say that I am Lesia, who is now in this exploration period. I just moved to Barcelona. I'm trying to find myself. I'm trying to decide what I like, and so on. In this entertainment and creative persona, I'm saying that I'm a content creator because I really love to create content. I love filming myself, other people, so that's my part here. In family and relation persona, I would say that I am a Lesia, total mess in relations. I'm also not really sharing that a lot on my Instagram, but if I would, it would be super interesting, trust me. Yeah. Then we have this adventure and exploration persona. Here I would say that I am a solo traveler, and also that I'm an adventure seeker. I love trying all this crazy stuff. Then for the lifestyle and interest, I would say the yoga lover, techno lover, and probably in this blog you want to add more things, because that's the moment when you could connect with the audience, like from the perspective of different hobbies, interests, experiences. Then health and wellness, I would say spiritual person, and inspiration and motivation, I would say young female entrepreneur. So you might think about that and write some of the ideas you can apply for you. So basically, as I said before, most of people are stick to this expert persona. Why it's happening? Because we have this desire to provide value all the time. Because we see so many other experts, bloggers, and just personalities, personal brands who are just sharing not valuable information and a lot of the stuff. So we really want to provide this value, and I'm also at the same place. But the thing is, when I'm going to talk to my audience just as a Lesia, personal branding expert, it's actually not going to be that valuable, because right now we have this variety of choice. We can just search on Instagram, personal brand expert, and we're going to find a lot of them, right? And some of them are going to be more experienced than I do. Some of them are going to be better than I am, and that's all right, and it works for every one of us. But when I start to talk to my audience, not just as Lesia, personal brand expert, but as Lesia, who moved to Ukraine, tried to explore the life in a new country, who also breath work, who is trying to understand, oh my God, what should I do with my life? Also, who tried to build communities to help people, and all these little factors, it actually brings much more value to people. That's why we have this 9 or even more personas here. But maybe think about 3 or 5 main clients and try to focus on them as well. So the next time when you're posting something or when you're communicating with your audience, try to think, okay, it's enough of being the expert persona. I could share something else. I could share some experience and say, I'm moving into the new apartment, I could talk about that. Or I moved to the other country, I could talk about that. Or maybe I'm experiencing this depressive period, and you could also share that. Or even though you're just doing breath work or some kind of activities, and you can share that. And actually it helps you to build this bridge of trust with your audience, because now they look at you not really just as a personal brand expert or whatever, but they look at you as someone who have more interested, they feel like they know you better, and some of them might connect with you as well, because some of them are also have this total mess in relations, right? And some of them also drink coffee without caffeine, or some of them also love solo traveling, and that's the moment when it's really important to show these few personas when you communicate, right? And that's why I will allow you to do like some conclusion out of this blog, but actually, okay, now, yeah, oh no, okay, I'm gonna miss this for now. But actually, it shows that lifestyle sometimes is much more important than expertise in our communication. And here I would like to apply this 70-30 rule, which means that on your blog you should have this 30% of your expertise when you share like the little tricks, tools, I don't know, like lectures and so on and so on and so on, and 70% is just going to be your lifestyle. And when I tell lifestyle, it doesn't mean that it's like a picture of your breakfast or like your outfit in the mirror, no. Lifestyle, it's like all about those other 8 personas we talked about, because again, that's the moment when people start actually connecting with you, right? And here, I have this like little but very important rule about lifestyle, how actually to make it work even better for you, because now you have all this, a lot of personas and so on, but how to choose what kind of lifestyle could actually help me not just to be authentic with my audience, or not just to build this connection, but actually bring the clients. Try to analyze your ideal client, try to understand how they live right now or how they want to live, and then compare it with your lifestyle, compare it with those personas. And at the moment when you select some matching points, try to emphasize these moments. So if you know, probably most of your ideal clients moved to another country as well, as you did, you should emphasize this part in your blog. And then they feel like they actually feel connection with you, because you actually don't want to connect with every follower of you. You want to connect with your ideal client. So try to really analyze that ideal client and and try to find the things which matches. So yeah, finishing this part, I'm gonna give you like some little tools how you actually can apply this positioning, how you can apply these personas in your blog the next day. The first one is to keep sharing the same message, your mission, all over the place. So you're becoming a speaker, you're sharing the one message. You're coming to the event, you talk to people, you share the same message. You just change the format a bit to make it appropriate for the content, but all the time you need to repeat one message to everyone, so you really get remembered with that, right? The next one is all about these personas, and the main thing you explain in your positioning is your bio and your feed post and also your highlights. Because when every person comes to your Instagram profile, they have these 3 main questions. The first question is who you are. The second question is why you, like why is it valuable for me. And the third question is, okay, how can I actually get like this help out of you, how I actually can use that. And that's the moment when you need to use your bio, your pin post, and your highlights to explain all of that to the people. So basically, you go and you try to understand, and you try to get the main messages from your positioning, from your personas, and put it on the bio. Then you did these 3 pin posts when you explain a bit more, and then you keep these highlights when you can show like different parts of your persona. You can show your expert persona with all these highlights about your services, your offer, the process, how you work, and so on and so on. You can show like some of the experience. Let's say your lifestyle persona. You can show like all your breathwork practices, or you can show your adventure persona by making the highlights about your traveling, or you can show the period of your life about making the highlights about moving in. So all the things you can put there. And then basically, around that, really try to come back to these papers and really try to look on the main things which you highlighted and make the content aligned with that. So basically that's it. Now we're a bit...
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like for me, for the people that don't know, I'm in real estate. And so like, yeah, target market is like, yeah, kind of old people in general. So like,
What's old?
I mean like 35 plus, like 40 plus.
Oh my god.
Over 40.
Yeah, so, or like, or even older than that, right? 45 plus. So like, so.
Almost dead.
Still very
So like for example, oh like yeah, I like techno a lot. Yeah, if they see like I'm like going crazy at these parties, like that, then they're like, oh, what is this guy doing in this weekend? Getting fucked up? Like, can you help me with my transaction? Like that doesn't really.
But do
No, I
you,
understand.
if I understand, just to make sure I understand
Yeah.
what you said,
Yeah.
what do you like that they like? Like, do you like tea and reading music?
Now we're doing history.
If
Yeah.
I'm sick, I like to.
I like tea, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
But
do they,
How
yeah.
did you end up in real estate?
I love real estate. Like,
That's the point.
yeah. But I see like I'm young to be in the industry, like because people. So I target 40 investors, and I mean most people they need to have 100K cash at least because they're not buying
Yeah.
a primary house like their second. So I mean in general the target audience is a bit older to have that kind of.
I understand what you mean.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
basically, as you say, that the first thing you need to do, you really need to understand what your ideal clients live like. Because anyway, despite techno, I feel like you may have a lot of in common. Let's say, like you're working out a lot. I believe they also care about their body and stuff, right? Also, like you love traveling maybe, right? And that's also could be part of the life. So the first thing to share, like it's gonna be not probably techno, but this part. And in your case, techno, it could be probably this hidden part.
There are actually a lot of people probably at that age.
But actually, yeah, and
yeah,
like
like
this perspective, you
there's
can
not
show
more
that you're
people,
not
like,
going to techno.
using.
So you know, you maybe could switch perspective a bit because you're not going to techno parties like to get wasted and so on. But you can, I mean, even if you do, you can join the other way, okay? You can switch perspective, okay, that you actually like a good music. You're not going like to any DJ because you know you understand, you know, who is really great and who is not. So you know, maybe you approach like more as an art form, you know, because you really love it, not just because of the drinks and you know like the girls and stuff. Okay?
Okay. But for some, like, yeah, one more quick question. So, for
Yeah.
example, if you, like, because most of my content is not just real estate, but how would you share, like, and I share stories, but like other stuff, like traveling or gym. But if I post like reels about like me working out, it would be contradicting.
Right.
Because like, it's like, oh, the first you come on my page, you know, like, hey, it's about real estate. That's it. And if I'm like, they're like, all like in a tank top, like doing like these exercises, kind of like could confuse people. That
I would say that maybe for you it's actually not the case. Like maybe for you it's alright to be like just a real estate agent like in social media because maybe like it's okay because people who are really into that maybe they are not interested in seeing you like working out or whatever. But that might be
that's
the
why I'm
case.
like balancing. Oh, should I
I would
make
say
reels
so.
also like working out because that's what I like.
But like traveling, for instance.
Travel,
That would
I
be
share.
interesting.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
find like a
Yeah.
order thing,
Yeah.
like
Or
not
like fine
extreme.
dining,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
like experiences that go with that, like you know.
Golfing?
Or like combine something. Go to a
I
nice
love
hotel
Yeah.
and share
Wine
experience
tasting.
of like I'm in a nice hotel, all
Yeah.
the good.
But I don't also don't want to come up and show off. Yeah, I go to this 5-star hotel, like
It's not
this
showing
kind
off,
of
yeah.
balance. Right?
Yeah, of course.
High
I
profile.
understand what you mean here.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a question for you then. Like, you have, people know you as a real estate expert, they come there and they expect to see that. But let's say you, like, are you actually, like, gonna be interested, let's say, to see, like, my profile and having all the, like, information about personal branding, like, every story, every reel, I'm just gonna talk, like, okay, how to build powerful personal brand. Because, anyway, if we talk about Instagram, it's like a bit specific platform. So it's like LinkedIn, people come there not to know, like, you know, okay, the best investment district in Spain and blah, blah, blah. They come there just to chill and relax. And people who are older and who are rich, they all should also do the same, like, honestly, you know? So basically, maybe they also expect like they tired after the work, obviously have a lot of things going on, and they're coming to Instagram and they don't want to see like only the things about real estate. Of course, for you, you shouldn't go like a bit that way extreme, as Lesia said, because like you have the specific niche. But anyway, you can like pay more attention on some of the personas which could align with them. And working out is good works as well. So anyway, like you keep being the expert, and maybe for you it's not 70/30, maybe for you it could be like vice versa, you know. But still, like even though like when you share the stories, you still like do some lifestyle content. But just try to make it more interesting. Try to show a bit of more background, let's say here. Like that's my point.
Like the stories is easy, but it's more with the reels. I'm like, should I?
I would say that honestly, right now on Instagram, the most important format is stories. Because people like maybe could find you by the reel, but then they unfollow you because you don't post anything interesting in stories. So maybe on reels you really could focus like on the real estate, maybe a bit of like traveling and lifestyle, also considering real estate. But on stories you can apply more of other personas. I would say so. Okay. Any other questions on this moment? Okay. Well. So yeah, we have this positioning. Now we could go further. Because actually there's a time now to connect with our clients. Oh my god, this clicker is crazy. How? Yeah, very good. No, very not.
Almost there.
Yeah, right now. So now there's a time to finally connect with the audience. And here we have three typical ways. The first one is connection mind to mind. When we connect with them on the directional level, when we show this expertise, when we grow credibility and so on, right? The second option is heart to heart, when we connect on the emotional level, when people start like liking us and following us because it's something more than just this expertise, right? And the third option, which most of the people actually apply, is breaking the door. When we just coming out of nowhere and they're like, hey guys, like today I'm going to tell you about my program and about my course and launch or about my events and stuff and stuff and stuff. And most of the people actually do the third option. So right now I'm going to share with you the concept which actually helps you to connect with the audience more on these two levels. And it's called the concept of basic needs and desires. Basically, it's a really interesting topic, and there are much more of them, but I'm going to share with you the 5 most significant ones. Basically, each of us as a person, we have some basic needs and desires, which is common for everyone, and we can't reject this true, right? So we can use these needs and desires to actually get in touch with the audience, to touch their heart. So the first one is our desire to be a part of something significant, to like take a role, to be a part of community about the, some journey and so on. The next one is to be involved. We really want to be involved in some process. We really want people to take care about what we think and all this stuff. Then, actually, maybe the main one is to be recognized and to be validated, because we're doing so many things, but we just want basically to be seen by other people. The next one is to have an emotional connection, because it's important for us. We have so many things happening around, and sometimes we just need someone who simply understands us and who are at the same stage. And also to share values with people, because it's kind of the core of our personality, and with the person who have the same values, it's going to work for us. So basically, by applying these concepts, we could find more interesting way actually to connect with the audience. And there are like some ways on how to do that. The first one is to be part of something significant. That's a moment when we could talk about community. And when I talk about community, it doesn't mean that it should be like bezmesh, circles, charisma, and so on and so on. Like everyone, as the blogger and expert could have this community of people who care about some certain topic, even who care about the personal growth. So anyone, there's like a single person you can grow this community when you show people that you're not just, they're not just your clients, but you're actually doing something important altogether. Also here it's all about joint efforts, about sharing achievements and milestones when you come through together, maybe, let's say some period of your life. I would go like from my personal example as well. From Ukraine, we all experience worry. And basically here is the moment when we're really connected to be a part of something significant, because people start volunteering, they start donating money, they start helping the army and so on. And that's the moment when you really feel, okay, like now I'm part of something significant. I'm helping my country to be free, right? Then the second one is to be involved, and that's actually something which you can easily apply to everything. So basically, what you just need to do is to ask your audience. And so many times we're thinking, oh, like, what is it going to be interesting for them? Should I do this and this and this? And we simply just need to ask. And people love it a lot. And at the moment when you ask them, okay, how do you feel about this? Or maybe, okay, let's think of the name of my course altogether. Or do you want to have like this format, or do you want to have like such topics, you know? And then when you actually post the content or you launch something regarding the opinion, they're more likely gonna get it because they feel, oh, like, they listened to me, you know, and they did what they wanted to do. So this one is really powerful one, okay? Then we have to be recognized and validated, and that's all about showing gratitude to your audience, showing that they actually impacted your life somehow, that they're like being the part of your journey, of your community, and so on and so on. And actually just to show this gratitude, here also we can use testimonials. Here also maybe like someone texted to you, oh, like, hey, maybe you can tell about this and this and this, so we can make a screenshot of the message and start talking about that, you know, to show the person and to show that, okay, I really care about you, I really care about your opinion. Then the next one is to have an emotional connection. This one mostly coming from your part. It's all about sharing, opening up, showing like some weakness parts of your life. Because when you do that, you connect with the audience on the deepest level, because they experience all of this, all of that. You know, sometimes when maybe you talk with your friend and you say like, oh, now I feel that way, and the friend will, oh, I feel the same way right now. So the same happens with the audience. When you open up, they're gonna love you much more. And here to share values, the part we talked about during the positioning. And here it's all actually about talking that, well, we're on the same stage right now, I'm experiencing the same way, or like something happened, you feel, okay, like I also feel this way. When you show them, okay, like I understand what you feel right now, and this one works really good. Okay, any questions on this part, or we can move on? Great.
The Q&A, I noticed that really works.
Yeah, true. Even though like if just 2 or 3 people are going to ask you, that's really valuable, and it's really helped them a lot, and it helps you a lot to understand what they really want. Well, now we know a bit about positioning, a bit about talking to our audience, and then we're going to move to the interesting part about storytelling, about how to talk to them. So I want you to be a bit active here right now and tell me what is the storytelling for you and why do we need it? As any thoughts, like maybe just association, what is the storytelling for you or how you can
Well, add structure to what you're trying to say, because you know, just saying things isn't necessarily a story, so it adds kind of like a song. There's rhythm to it, and there's direction, and there's emotional engagement to kind of hook people in, bring them up, and then resolve at the end.
Okay, so we have structure. Perfect. What else?
Emotional connection, right? As well.
Emotional connection.
Yeah, I think there are 3 pillars: ethos, pathos, and logos. Like the logos for the structure, as it said, like you know what you're saying and you know exactly how you're saying. The pathos, everything about emotions, how you connect, which words you use, if you use any metaphors and stuff like that. And ethos, who you are to speak about the thing that you're speaking about. That's the basics from Aristotle, I guess, about public speaking, and that's the basics of storytelling.
Great, okay, that's a good one. Any other thoughts? Okay, well, we have the structure, we have emotional connection, we have this part. Why do we need it? Why do we need to care so much about
To
storytelling?
keep the attention.
To
You
keep
have like 3 seconds to ensure the person that you're interested.
True.
Not less.
Agree about this one, like we need it actually to keep the connection, but also one more, we need it not to be this guy.
Yeah.
Not to be this guy who just, you know, breaking the door and out of nothing saying like, hey, today we're gonna talk about this, or like, you know, like just, you know, throwing the random things on your audience. This one is also important. And well, how to build this storytelling. And maybe you're gonna expect, like this very typical storytelling formula or all this, pain, solution, resolution and stuff. But honestly, that's the things which worked 3 years ago. Now it doesn't work like this. It doesn't work when you start, like with the pain, and then maybe it does, but like not really for personal brands. Because then we actually come again to the moment, why do we use storytelling? Because we want it to be the first natural, and we want it to be interesting for people. So basically, what is the difference between the super exciting story when we start talking to people? Oh my god, like I launched something very, very special, now I'm going to share it with you, like when we are breaking the door, it's not going to work for us. But actually, it's the same, because when people hear about storytelling, they think that they want to create the story, and most of the time it's like, oh my god, guys, something happened to me, you are not going to believe what it was. And it's actually, we have, the same picture, right? So basically, that's conversation, that's a story. You have like, some like low moments, you have some things you really want to emphasize to, and you do emphasize that. So that's why, it's all about showing different emotions, or not being afraid of showing like some even colorist ones, right? And also important one, that we are aware of the context and the reasons why we are having this conversation. So you mentioned you go with a friend to have coffee, right? And like the context, like you didn't see the friend for a long time, maybe your friend like went to the traveling and you want to know, okay, how was it, like some experiences, and the same with your audience. So here is not only, here is about a lot of context, about the context of your life, that you experience like such period of your life. Let's say you're like moving to the new country, you like, you're trying to find an apartment, you're trying to find the community, you're trying to find the friends, and then in the moment it's kind of, yesterday we shared about all the things, struggles about moving in, and now we're sharing, like, okay, I launched a new course. Oh, like, what is the context? People just kind of lost. They heard the other story, and now we're just coming out of talking with that. So you need to keep the same line, and basically, out of any context, you can bring to the point you need. Also, we need to care about the context which is happening right now in the world. And again, like, after the things happen in Ukraine, I really understand how it works. So, maybe like if something happened, or like some strategy or whatever, you shouldn't really go and try to sell something. So, like to be a bit aware. And also, when we talk about the context, it could be even like, okay, it's Friday evening, people, going party or some whatever, so they are not gonna, check your 20 stories talking about personal branding tools and so on and so on and so on. So, like to understand this context, it's really important. And there are a few more recommendations how to make this great storytelling. The first one is to stop focus only on pain, because again, when we come to the typical formulas of storytelling, we have this kind of things. Oh, like we have main characters who face these problems, and now we give the service and the product, and that's a solution for us. We always focus on the pain, and we have enough pain in our life, right? So basically right now it's actually the moment when we use motivation, not like running away from the pain, but going up to something great. So when you try to do storytelling, try to focus not on things you're running from, but what you can get out of that. Like, not for pain, but for motivation, let's say. That's really worth good. The next one is that use storytelling not only for sales. And I see this mistake a lot, because, okay, we know how to do good storytelling, and we don't want just to do like random sales out of nothing. And what we do, we just, every time when we want to do sales, we do storytelling. All of the days we have like, some random stories and so on, and then when we want to sell, we do storytelling. And that's so obvious, because like your audience is not stupid. When they open your story and it's obvious when you do storytelling. And when they see the storytelling and you do storytelling only for sales, they're gonna see, okay, it's gonna be sales now again. And probably they're gonna, scroll it. Even if it's interesting, even if you use like all the other advices, no, they're gonna just skip it. And that's why I try to do like other storytellings for the other topics as well. The next one is that you can make the whole experience out of storytelling, so it shouldn't be only 1 or 2 days talking about something. So again, we're talking about some process, we're moving to another apartment, and you can Like one day you signing the contract, the other day you're coming checking the apartment, the other day you're buying maybe some furniture and stuff, and then you can make the whole storytelling out of that. And actually, it's how make people feel interested. They kind of, oh, like, that's cool, that's interesting to see how people go through this experience. And then out of that, you can do highlight or whatever. Or even, I know, for me, it was getting the driver license. So you can get like because stories could be long, like not only one day, and you can actually make this long storytelling, and it's gonna work great. And the last one is to be conscious about using intrigue. Because again, coming to this kind of plots and books, we have this kind of climax moment when we say something very exciting, and then we kind of, okay, I'm going to share with the rest the next day. Or we are posting the story, guys, I have something exciting for you, and then we're silent for 3 hours. I'm going to be honest with you, people are just going to forget about this, because they have like so many other stuff happening around. So that's why, like, don't overuse in this intrigue thing. Sometimes you actually, could keep people interested, could leave this hook and so on, but just like make it natural. Don't use it every second, because it's kind of just making them feel annoyed constantly. And now we can practice a bit and try to do storytellings, maybe just 2 or 3 out of things which happened in your life. So let's just try to be interactive here. Maybe someone could say, some experience which happened recently, and we could try to do storytelling out of that. So any volunteers? Oh no, I didn't expect that though. Yeah.
For example, I'm actually working on it now, so it's interesting to hear maybe ideas. This Sunday, I finished a half marathon. And we are now creating the kind of a small film about it, about the whole experience. So how, for example, I present it on my stories, because that's going to be a post, like a post, the reels.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to present it, like present launching of this short documentary about jogging. How not to overuse this intrigue thing. So like how to, what to start with. Like, okay, guys, I finished half marathon. Or maybe kind of like prepare them for this information.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how long did it take you to train for that marathon?
Training like 2 months, but I started jogging seriously since winter.
So you could say like, oh, this is how I this could be like a catchy title, like, oh, this is how I like trained, like in 2 months, like I trained for the half marathon, and this is how I do it, something like that. That's like for more a kick in the door.
No, that's alright. That could be interesting. Like if you filmed yourself like during some of your jogging things, you can film yourself like the first day when you just run like maybe 2-3 kilometers, and then the other days, and to show the progress, and it actually could be quite engaging. It's a good one, so you can use this reel. Also, what I think here, I know if it was the case for you, but let's say most of my friends who started jogging before they hate running, because it's kind of, and that's the thing for me. I want to start it so badly, but I hate it. I can't imagine. So maybe you can come from this, because really most of the people are the same, and maybe you can come, about this hate-love relations with running. It also could be interesting, and actually to show like this process of preparation, right? And then I have a question for you. What is the motivation? Like, why are you doing this like short movie? Is it like a professional one, or you just want to tell about it?
Yeah, it's like a professional one. More or less, I hired the person who was actually filming the whole, like the process, then before, after, all the emotions. For me, it's because I know that many people hate jogging, and I know that I just like the puzzle in my head was that. Okay, I used to hate jogging, I love jogging, it's like a great, for me this story, like the storytelling was like, just in my head, I woke up, was like, that's it, like I have the idea. So how to go from not loving something, not even jogging in particular, so like everything in your life, like maybe you don't like, I don't know, sports in general, or maybe whatever, so how come from the point of not loving, of hating something, to the point of like this struggle of like coming into the love point. So this process of friction when you kind of like not sure if you want to do this, if you don't want to do this, like why you're doing this, like what motivation stands behind, so how to show, how to overcome these doubts.
It's already a storytelling, and maybe here, if you have this idea, you must start with a question, like asking people, okay, like do you have something in your life which you really hate to do, but you need that, you know, it's important for you, or you're gonna, you know, kind of wait after doing that. So maybe you can start with a question and see like their answers, and then say, like, actually I had the same thing in my life as well, right? And then starting like all the things you can do this reel, you can tell about like the whole experience, how was it for you. You also could talk about challenges, because probably, you know, not every time you wake up and you go, oh yeah, finally I'm gonna go for it. You know, like, you know, you just kind of have probably these excuses and so on. So it's actually a great thing as well, right? And yeah, also to sharing how
the training schedule, like how you did it in such a short time, because that's an accomplishment, I would say.
Yeah.
The time frame, because like anyone can do it in like 2 years, but you did it in 2 months. So that's something that like I would highlight, at least.
Agree, 100% here.
Yeah, because that makes it more unique.
So basically, I would do it not even like for one day. Maybe I would choose the week, and I would do like, I know, 3 days, and each day you can choose a perspective you want to talk about this. One day you can go like on the main thing, love calculation. The other day you can actually have like more practical one about the scheduling, because you know like this love calculation is great, but actually how to do it finally. So you can say, you know, maybe like some tools which help you, you know, to build this discipline and so on, right?
And also like choosing footwear, or like adapting your nutrition, or like all these aspects.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, I think also talking about the motivation when you don't want to train. Yeah.
And also, as Camille said, like showing also to the detail, because you like need to choose the proper shoes probably for that, right?
Yeah.
Or like I know maybe like from the experience of my friends, I know that she had like this special bottle while running, especially like, the whole way, because it's not a normal bottle. It's, you know, like look like a package, and you put it on you, right? And it's, people don't know that, and it's super interesting. When she told it to me, it's super interesting. So yeah, you can highlight all these moments, and then like 1, 2, 3 days, keeping this line, and then sharing the video. It's a really good one. It's gonna be a great storytelling. I'm looking forward to see that.
Me too.
I think we have a time for one more storytelling. So if someone wants to share it, we can do one more. Or if not, we're just moving forward.
I've one that I'm kind of like reluctant to share, because it's very personal. Like in this group it's fine, but and it's about like overcoming addiction, and it's kind of a historical story. So and it does relate a lot to what I do with my work, but because it's very personal, I'm not sure. And just in general about sharing stories that have happened a couple of years ago, is that how would you kind of modulate?
That's a great one. Okay, I got it. So basically, it's kind of your background, right? And the things which actually kind of make you do whatever what you do right now.
Yeah.
And using this background part is very important, because people want to understand, you know, like, okay, they see that you're a great person, but they want to see the way, the process, what brought you to this moment, right? And it's really important for them, because for some of them, maybe they're struggling with the same things, and if they're or struggled with the same things, and maybe that could help them to see your service as a solution as well. So
that's also dangerous, you know, because like you have a lot of like if it's out on social media, like people can hate on you, use it against
now
you.
I would say we're not
If you get bigger, like later, not now. Like I don't know how many followers you have, but let's say you have 100K followers, then that information can be also.
But then
It's a personal
but
thing.
then it makes you authentic and actually more relatable. Because how many people have addiction to alcohol, sugar, drugs, like anything, weed, like so
Of course,
many
that's what
people,
a lot of people have it, but it's something you should also take in.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I work in like health and wellness, so it's kind of in some sense, you know, someone's going to say, well, you smoked loads of weed 10 years ago, like we're not going to listen to you now, then okay, I'm fine to
But we are going to
lose those
listen to you
people.
now because you used to do this
Exactly.
in
Yeah, yeah.
That's why we are going to listen to you.
Yeah. Maybe if I was like a surgeon or something, I'd be a bit more.
And oh my god, surgeons do they?
Yeah, oh, they shoot up heroin. Yeah, I know.
I mean, for us, it's all logic, but you can see on social media, people hate for
Or
like nothing, you know.
But then
Yeah,
the
that's
people who would unfollow you for that would just be unqualified.
Yeah, yeah.
But you have to be, you have to realize. I mean, like you can stand that hate in later stage. I would say.
I would
Like
say-
if you put it out, like hey, at one point that can come back. Some-
You have a point, but I would say like maybe some people are like you may see this feedback, but let's say it's it's not gonna be that kind of hate you like really need to be afraid of, because now we're more like on the stage when people appreciate like showing like our vulnerability and weaknesses part, and they would rather hate the person who are hating like their ability, like that's the stage we're right now. So I don't think it could be like really harmful for you, but anyway, it's a really good thing. Let's say we could take an example of people who are like working in nutrition. Most of them had eating disorder like before, and that's why they came here and they in this program because of their personal experience. And you can do the same here. I'll share with you a few accounts afterwards who already did like this kind of reels about talking about this background. I think it could be valuable for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Great. Well, that was about storytelling, and that actually was the last one. So I think we covered like the most important part, and you already can come home with like some new knowledge and a bit understanding about who you are and how you can show it and how you can mess it. But what I want you to know that we don't need to build our personal brand because we are already personal brand, because it's just us. The main thing is try to uncover all these little details, little moments which actually makes us to be this personality, because we don't need to build the image, we don't need to build the perception. It's actually like super simple, we just need to show who we are, but for that we need to understand who we are. And hope these tools and these techniques help you a bit here. So that's it.